Hello, you lovelies. Let's talk all about Stranger Things Season 5, Episode 7, our very last cliffhanger ever, because in 6 days, it is time for the finale of Stranger Things, the season finale, the series finale. So this is our last ever cliffhanger. This is the last time in this video right now that we won't know how Stranger Things ends. So I really want to read those comments. I want to know what you think happens at the end. I want to know what you thought of this episode. Also, like this video while you're pressing buttons. And if you're new to this page, I cover movies, I cover TV, and I cover lots and lots of comic stuff. So I love stuff in the genre space, and Stranger Things has been really beautiful for that, bringing people into the world of nerddom, especially in the D&D crowd. This show, it's really rad to see something like this become mainstream. So please, if you like any of that stuff, hit that subscription bell. Let's talk Episode 7. So this episode I really enjoyed. It did a lot of the things that I admittedly was worried about in the Season 5 Block 1 finale. I got a lot of crap because I was a little worried about where they would go with Will's character and him becoming kind of the lead and that devaluing other leads of the show, and how I personally haven't connected to the Will character that much, and I found my way to him with this little block of episodes. I'm really impressed. I am not the biggest fan of the actor, but I like what they've done with the character in a way that feels very, very, very authentic. The use of Vecna's fear to drive his insecurity and his understandable insecurity, his moment of needing to reveal how he felt, was so beautiful because it felt honest, it felt earnest. It didn't feel like the finale of Block 1 worried me because it just felt a little inauthentic and it felt a little contrived to me. I've never had to have that conversation, and I think that what they did with this next block of him with his friends and family was so beautiful and heartfelt. It really worked for me. So I personally really dug that. I think, the show has obviously led to that. Everything has led to that conversation, that moment, so I'm really glad it paid off that well. It was beautiful to see the entire cast together in this whole episode, but especially in that moment, they've united. But that was the first time we kind of get the big wide sprawl of how huge this cast is. This whole episode felt like, oh my god, yeah, this cast is enormous. And then that episode, he got to be with everyone he loves. And that was really beautiful to see. So I think this episode overall gave us beautiful acting and moments and beats. Jonathan Byers is the name I was struggling with last time. I appreciate someone in the comments letting me know that. It did help jog my memory. So many characters' names. First review of this block, I forgot Joyce. Second one, I forgot Jonathan. Jonathan Byers, his reaction to his brother coming out was really beautiful. That great beat of everyone giving their own sincere reaction, but especially his and the brothers. That was really sweet. Mike's reaction was lovely. I love the way we get Robin just like encouraging from afar and letting them have their beat, letting the core friends and her still being supportive. Loved that. The little moment of comedy with Max. All of it. It worked for me. So that scene, great. A highlight of the episode, a highlight of the season, and a beautiful earned moment for a whole season of lead up to it. The rest of the episode, we got some great stuff to open this. Heroic Holly, falling out of the sky with some crazy visuals. Those visuals are really solid. The red lightning and stuff we've seen for 5 seasons, but with the speed and velocity and everything and the floating islands and stuff, something about that visual really popped for me. It reminded me of some of the crazy visuals with Eddie, and I really liked that they had a moment for Holly. And then the removal of Heroic Holly, what's that going to do? What does it mean that she doesn't have her totem anymore? Very curious how that resonates. Feel like it's going to be important. And Heroic Holly, like Holly as a character, so broken at the end of the table. Seeing kids fight is weirdly harder to watch than adults fighting. There's like an innocence to it, and when innocence is lost, it hurts more. So there's a lack of innocence to it. I don't know. It was really brutal to watch kids just throw down. I'm used to adults fighting. I'm like, but like kids, it was crazy. So the loss of Heroic Holly, that was brutal. A lot of the Vecna imagery in this episode really worked for me. I think another favorite moment was another moment we've been waiting for this whole season. The redemption completion of Steve Harrington and Dustin. Those are my 2 favorite characters. I don't know if that's a basic answer, but they are. I like how it was a 3-act thing. It was the actual fight, and then it was the reason behind the fight, the emotional upheaval of everything, and then the actual calm, controlled conversation and full redemption. I really liked that. I really liked their beat between them. I really enjoyed all of that. It really worked. I really liked Winona Ryder this episode. I think her relationship with Will, this is like a really solid maternal vibe that I bought, and I was really impressed with. The Winona Ryder energy is so big and strong, but she always made it about Will, and it always felt very like tethered to motherhood and all that. It was really cool. And then like I said earlier, Mike He's had less of a leading role this season, I feel like, but his moments have all been really strong. I love Lucas and Max very much, and he feels so supportive that when we see the end of the episode and everyone's in the van, I definitely was aware that I was like, what are Lucas and Max doing while this is happening? Obviously, it's not safe for them to be down there, but to see the whole cast going into action. And by the way, I think this episode has my favorite costumes, like my favorite outfits from the 80s is their like going to battle outfits. This final round of outfits, the vests, the layers, the colors, the camo, I think these are my favorite outfits of the show so far. So that's a total tangent, but it was what I was thinking when I was watching it. But yeah, I love that we're so invested in these characters. I care about the individual relationships, the individual actors in their arcs. I'm really invested in Robin and Vicky. I'm really invested in Dustin and his best friendship with Steve. I'm really invested in the way the Byers brothers actually feel like brothers for the first time since season 1. I'm really like happy we got the teacher back because he's like such a fun side character. And that's just a testament to how good this show is. Now, I have from the beginning said 2 things. I don't trust 8, and I'm with Hopper on that. In this episode, we found out why. That was one of our big reveals. The suicide pact, for lack of a better term. The way they've agreed, like, this is the only way this ends. If we stay alive, this keeps going. That can't be. We're unaliving ourselves. I don't know what I'm allowed to say on YouTube. And the 2 of us, we're going to stay as it explodes. I did have a bad feeling about 8. I think Hopper is obviously going to stop that, but we'll see. Hopper has been a bit of a same path goal, as we found out last episode. Loving his relationship with 11, and that hopefully resolves in them getting to be father and daughter in a way that he feels solid and whole again. And then the other thing I predicted, which I'm very glad about, is the tower. The tower in Hawkins is a key piece of iconography for Stranger Things. I feel like it's been used more and better this season than it has any other season. I love that Steve, the Hare Harrington, has devised this plan, and I love that it's going to be the actual symbol of their success or failure, but like it's a physical thing that's tying these worlds together. I also just really dug Dustin laying out the plot. I really loved the science of the way the wormhole works in this world and bringing the abyss here, tying that all into D&D. That really worked for me. Talked about emotions at the top, but the actual plot I'm really digging. I think this episode, more than maybe any, shows how long they've been planning this. I love that each episode in this block has really shown details coming together, T's crossed, dot I's, like things, Henry's backstory and the way that reveal worked and the certain like character modes. But this episode was like, this is the abyss. This is how the upside down works. This is a wormhole. Like, it feels like that was written season 1, and this is them getting to deliver it, and the excitement of these actors getting to do it, and the excitement the Duffer Brothers probably had getting to see these actors do it. This being directed by the Duffer Brothers and Sean Levy, clearly, like, this feels like it's from the beginning, and it's really cool to see creators on a 10-year journey get the payoff for them. So that's exciting, and yeah, I like the plot. I like the emotion. This was definitely a highlight of this 5th season for me, this episode. I've overall dug this block. Yeah, I think it's really worked for me. So I would love to know what you all think. Do we get a death or a few in the next episode? There are so many characters. Is it going to be a major character, supporting character? Do 8 and 11 hit the quota of someone's got to die? Is that going to happen? Is the very strong foreshadowing of if you die, I die happening with Steve and Dustin? Is Mike gonna sacrifice himself for Will? I don't know. Is Robin gonna make it? I don't know. So I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments below. Who doesn't make it? How do you think it happens? Are you excited as I am for the silliness of just wanting to see the tower get used? And it is. What details did you think would happen that are now paying off? What surprises? What would you love to see as like a Hail Mary happen in this episode? How do you think the final beat actually happens? Do they make it out? Do they end the upside down and move somewhere in the waterfall? Do we get a waterfall scene with 11 and Mike? There's so many things. I'd love to know what you think in the comments below. I dug this little block. I'm really excited. I'm more excited now for the finale in theaters. I'm seeing it in theaters. If you know the Escape Pod Boys, they got a theater, and I'm going to go to their screening. I'm very excited about it. But yeah, I'm more excited now for the finale than I was block 1. So I think that's a good testament to how good the second block was for me. It is midnight my time. It's like almost 1. Sorry for the red eyes. I'm very tired, but I wanted to get this to you ASAP, and I had to go deliver presents. I went and played Santa for some friends, came back, watched the last of the block. I'm broken. So I'm going to get this uploaded, get this up in the morning, and then almost started vacation. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching all this. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it as I did. Would love to know your comments about it. Would love for you guys to like this video. Would love for you to subscribe if this was your jam, if you enjoyed my thoughts. And I think that was all the major beats. Yeah, it was a good time. A lot of great giant ensemble scenes. This cast is huge and pretty wonderful, and it was cool to see. All right, appreciate y'all. See you soon. Bye. Oh, and I'll be covering the finale, but like outside the theater review, but like a full-length review just after seeing it in the theater. So I'll be here for the finale, just not here because I'll be at the theater.